Okay, I'm on here a little early tonight so that Ava can share this video. Aha, all right, there we are. Looking good there. I see that she shared it. Thank you, Ava, baby. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. I'll get this all set up and share on these other pages. Okay, that's all set. Now let's go over to the multi-streaming page. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you're all having a good night. There, my first chat of the night. Here we go. Ava says, sounds good, looks good. Okay, on my way. All right, drive safe, baby doll. I will see you when you get home. I think I'll plug my phone in while we're waiting here. Aha! All right. Now I think I've got this figured out. I think it's going pretty good. Now it's back on. Glam Fang says, hi, all Chiller Night Theater, 2 days in a row, woohoo. I know, this is quite a month. Harry says, good evening. Hey, Harry, thanks for joining us. I hopped on here a little early so Ava could share this onto my personal page. We're still going to start at 8, but she wanted to get on the road, and obviously I want her looking straight ahead and not trying to share my video. So yeah, we've got a lot to, well, it's 2 minutes till, that's not too bad. So Corpus says, greetings all. Hey Corpus, glad to have you with us tonight. I really hope you get to feeling better soon. So I even had a little, see that? I had that set tonight, and then Ava asked me to go on a little sooner, so I'll just sit here. I'll just sit here until 8. We got a minute. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, I better go ahead and share these. All right, we'll share them to the other pages here on Facebook. 1, 2, 3, 4 other pages that are simultaneously, easy for me to say, playing this at one time. So, okay, very good, very good. Go over here to the chat. All right, 7:59. Almost time. Raymond says, dum-de-dum-de-dum. Glam says, safe travels, Ava. Eyes on the road, please. Yes. Hey, and it is 8 o'clock. Time to begin. Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to another week of the Chiller Night Live pre-show from 8 p.m. until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I sit here, I converse with you folks, and and we talk about the schedule, the upcoming schedule that's going to be at 9 o'clock, beginning on Stream TV, and that runs from 9 p.m. Eastern Time until, well, off and on the shows will run until up to about 3:30 in the morning. So it is indeed a chiller night if you like that type of thing, and I'm assuming you might, or else you might not be here. So that's very cool. And if we have any new names, new faces, I guess new names. There's John. Okay, John from Taunton, Massachusetts. Taunton, Massachusetts. This is Krausak the Grand. All right, all right. I hope I didn't uh, tear those names up too bad there, John. But thanks for joining us. Corpus says thanks, Brian. Oh, for the what I said earlier. You are very welcome. David says champagne popped and poured. Cheers. All right, that's what I like to hear. Raymond says, "Where is Corpus?" She's actually here. She's in the chat feed there. She's with us tonight. So Corpus is right here. Can't you see me? Okay. John says, "Okay, I read that." And then David says, "What a great shirt you have on, Brian. You like that?" That is, oh, you guys got those shirts too. I don't know. It's kind of neat because on here, there's enough green in here you can see behind me. See right through. And then Corpus says, "So how did Friday Night Frights kickoff go?" Oh, it went pretty well. I'd say it went pretty smoothly. So, and we will we will definitely be talking about the Friday Night Frights, and this is something, if you're new on here and you're not quite sure what the heck this guy is talking about. The Friday Night Frights is it's a live unedited version of the Chiller Night Theater episodes. Jack Shadow's on here live, just as I am now, and it's on Facebook, the Chiller Night Theater Facebook page and YouTube channel. So, and we will talk about that here coming up in just a few minutes. And then Brad, it's the Chill Night pre-show. Bryan Hogue, starring Bryan Hogue. Now here's Brian. What's on tonight, Brian? All right, tonight is 9 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Killers from Space. All right, 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Paranormal Marketplace. Now they're going to be talking about that. The topic is Paranormal Marketplace. It'll be Brian Seach and Leah Dawn Madden are my guests, and that's a new episode. That was from the live one that we did Tuesday night, 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater, Silent Night, Bloody Night. That was February's live show that we did, and it's all edited up and packaged up nicely and sent to Stream TV to present tonight, 11:30. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Doc Dread. That's from several weeks ago. And then 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is our favorite caveman, Iga. So there you have it. That's the Chiller Night schedule for tonight. That will be on Stream TV. And speaking of Stream TV, I want to thank Stream TV for every week give me a platform on which to show my programming. So and then toward the end of the night, we'll go over this again. But it's at streammedia.tv. If you want to watch this, if you want to connect to the Roku channel, so you can watch this on your TVs. That's how you can do it. We'll go over that because I believe we have some new folks on here joining us, which is great, fantastic. So we'll go back to that here a little bit. David says I'm wearing my shirt right now too. All right, awesome. I appreciate all the support. Corpus says 2 a.m. Ega. What more would you want to? What else would you want to watch at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night than Ega? And then Brad says, "What's the Thursday night chiller movie with Corpus?" Now that is coming up as well. Let's see. Again, I will preface this by saying, if you're a new viewer, we have the Chiller Night programming. It's online and it's on Stream TV on Saturday nights. Stream TV. Roku, online, and even it's a local channel, TV channel as well for Venango County, Pennsylvania. So all of that being said, on Thursday night, on the Chiller Night Facebook group page, Chiller Night, not Chiller Night Theater, just Chiller Night, Facebook group page, we have a watch party every Thursday night. Now, Corpus wasn't feeling well Thursday night, this last Thursday night, but next Thursday night, oh boy, we got a good one in line. All right, so where's Corpus at? Corpus, would you like to make the announcement? Yeah, the drum roll, huh? All right, drum roll has commenced. There it is, right there. Night of the Comet. Night of the Comet. So Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Chiller Night Facebook group page. Corpus picks out the movie and hosts the watch party, and we always appreciate her doing that very, very much. It's a lot of fun. If you're not doing anything on a Thursday night at 8 p.m., I highly recommend that you check it out, because there's just a lot of like-minded folks who want to get on there and watch those movies, and it's kind of neat because you get to watch movies on there that you don't get to see on Chiller Night Theater because of the public domain thing and the licensing. So it's a good time, good way to spend a Thursday evening. All right. Angry Pennsylvanians on here. Hey, how you doing? Glad you could make it here tonight. David says, I like Fred Flintstone myself. Ah, all right, so he's not your favorite caveman. Ega isn't. All right, so hopefully he's up within the top 10. Corpus says, Night to the comment. Oh, you got a little comment on there. Comment. The Angry Pennsylvanian. So, do you have an affinity for tarantulas, or what? Why is that for this? That was supposed to be my drum roll, but Cassandra says, awesome. Brad says, what's Night of the Comet about? It's about a night with a comet. Now, oh my. Well, you'll just have to join us Thursday and find out what all the fuss is about. Corpus says, this is seriously one of my favorite cult classics from the 80s. You know what? When I heard that you were going to do this, I just watched this like a week or two ago. And Kelly Maroney, who plays in this, one of the lead actresses in the movie, she's liked a lot of my stuff on Instagram. And I actually am considering like reaching out to her and seeing about, she'd be a guest on Chiller Chat, one of the upcoming episodes. I think that'd be pretty neat. So we shall see. Oh, the Angry Pennsylvanian says, sorry, Brian, the question was for Glam. What did she write? All right, well, something's going on. Tarantula related, perhaps. Gene Price, superb, love this show. Oh, thanks for joining us, Gene. Raymond says, I love the department store scenes. Yeah. Corpus says, Comet comes and turns almost everyone to red dust, but two sisters survive. Yes. And Glam says, any spider in general, but tarantulas in particular. And there's some hearts. All right. That must be the where you got your name, I'm guessing, Maybe not. David says, I have to take some Fridays off from work so I can stay up late to watch. Same here, department. Wow, lots of comments. That's excellent. All right, so Night of the Comet. So make sure you join us there Thursday night if you get a chance. Last night's Friday Night Frights went very well. I think overall the show went pretty smooth. Which is another reason why I'm doing every Friday night in March. Another reason is because I like to kind of I don't know, fine tune it a little bit and I think this is a nice way. I kind of like to, push myself when doing things that I love to do and that I care about. So the show obviously is something that I very much care about. Um, so I wanted to give this a try. This is really a practice run for me to see how this would work, to see if it is realistic, which it is. I mean, it is realistic to do this. If down the road, Chiller Night Theater. My intent down the road is for Chiller Night Theater to be a live weekly show, and that could be a combination of doing it here in the manner in which you're accustomed to seeing it done with Chiller Night Theater, like we did last night, and also I would like it done in the TV studio as well. So there are, down the road, I'd like to see that happen. Maybe even do a combination. Maybe do some of the weekend nights here and some of the weekend nights down at the TV studio, or maybe one night a month at the TV studio. However, it has to happen. Whatever arrangements have to be made. I would like to see this become a weekly live show. So there you have it. Cat's out of the bag, although I think I've expressed that before in the past several times. But that's kind of why I'm doing that. I really want to see what what I need to do. I mean, and not just on here, but schedule-wise, how I need to manage my time to make this happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Plus, it's just a really cool thing to do. Um, let's see. Oh my gosh! Wow, lots of lots of lots of comments here. It does kind of resemble a spider, though. You can see where I kind of just comment. Raymond says Friday Night Frights was fun. Love the sexy girl who became leech food, and then what? Brad says, "Hey, no spoilers." I don't know if that was in relation to that one, but David says Yvette Vickers was a bad girl. She was. She was a bad girl, that Yvette. And Brad says, "What's on Friday Night Frights this week, Brian?" Well, I'll be sure to let you know. It's going to be Bride of the Gorilla, but I've got a little promo for that I'll be playing here. And the Anger, Pennsylvania. I love the Antilles Pink Toes and Cobalt Blues myself. Okay, now that's probably I'm guessing in response to glam, maybe. I don't know, unless I said something that prompted that. If so, I have no idea what. But that's kind of the fun of sitting here trying to angry PA. Nice, she says. Okay, I see that. All right, so all right. Last night it was Attack of the Giant Leeches. Next Friday, it's...
Join me, Jack Shadow, for my Friday Night Frights every Friday in March. Watch live episodes of Chiller Night Theater, interact with me and with other viewers during the show. Watch Jack Shadow's Friday Night Frights on the Chiller Night Theater Facebook page or Chiller Night Theater YouTube channel every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This Friday, March 13th, it's Bride of the Gorilla. I'll be coming at you live from the land of the dead. Brought to you by Vicelli Pizza, Butler, PA, and Grossfest.
Bride of the Gorilla. All right. I hope you all join me and each other as we present Bride of the Gorilla, starring Raymond Burr, and also has Lon Chaney Jr. in it. So I think you're going to like it. So that will be next week's. Now, last night we had a contest at the very end of the show, and Diana Silvia, Cassandra Blue, won the prize by guessing the actor who played the hero, which was Ken Clark, and she won Astonishing Encounters. This is the newest book by Stan Gordon. I believe it's the newest, unless he's done one in the last year. But Astonishing Encounters, Pennsylvania's Unknown Creatures. All right. Stan, of course, is a very famous, nationally known paranormal investigator and author. He's been in all kinds of TV shows and specials and Coast to Coast and Ancient Aliens and all kinds of things talking about this stuff. And she's also she was going to the prize was for a Jack Shadow autograph picture. However, a little over a year ago, she won another prize. So we're gonna get her an autograph picture of Aura the Witch from Chiller Night Theater. So congratulations, and we will get those out to you in 2 shakes of a werewolf's tail. And let's see. Brad says, did Jack Shadow have leeches on his Vicelli's pizza? That came up quite a bit, actually. Might as well call that mushrooms, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And Corpus says, nice promo. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then Raymond says, I want Yvette on mine. And then Cassandra says, Vicelli Gross Fest. Okay, well, you guys are really ahead of me. I'm fighting to keep up with you. I've got because of course I'll be mentioning Gross Fest coming up. And that'll be a lot of fun. That's going to be in Washington, PA. Here, I'll just play the ad, and then you'll know what the heck I'm talking about. Gross Fest!
Gross Fest, the Pittsburgh area's hottest independent horror convention. Come to Gross Fest 3, July 25th and 26th at the George Washington Hotel at 60 South Main Street in Washington, PA. Guests include Drew Marvick, Billy Pond, Bill Oberst Jr., Aaron R. Ryan, Brooklyn Ewing, Jerry LaRue, Jack Shadow, Aura the Witch, and Elle Von Knock from Chiller Night Theater. Check out grossfest.com for our full list of guests, dates, location, and more. Don't miss Gross Fest 3.
All right, there you have it. There's a lot going on. There really is. We've got a Monster March with every Friday night. Jack Shadow's Friday Night Frights. Oh boy, oh boy. What have I got myself into? No, that's every Friday night. And of course, we always have the Saturday night pre-show. It's just a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys getting on here and interacting and participating as much as you do. It's one of the highlights of my week. It really is. Just that hour before the Chiller Night TV programming comes on Stream TV. So I really appreciate that. Another thing I want to mention, we've been talking about Vicelli's. Of course, Vicelli is a big sponsor on all things Chiller. The Chiller Night programming with the haunted house we did last fall. Thank you to Vicelli Pizza, Butler, PA, David Long. You guys really knock it out of the park as far as supporting us, and you're very much appreciated. Another thing I wanted to mention is Chop Block TV, not Boba Fett, but Beyond Boba. Chop Block TV, and they, as well as Paranormal Warehouse, they support Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat. They play these shows on their websites or the Facebook page. In fact, we're on Chop Block TV's Facebook page right now. But you can go to for Chop Block TV. You can find them at butchermedia.com. Butchermedia.com. Paranormal Warehouse is paranormalwarehouse.com. So there you have it. There you go. Check them out. Support them, and they certainly support us. So wanna always thank them as well. So all right. Cassandra says, Aura, I love the beautiful Aura. Yes, so do I. She's got my heart. David says, are there any cats on the set tonight? No, there are not. Pandemonium. No, if Ava's not here right now, and if there were any cats here, they would be getting into everything. Or I better look around before I say that. No, there are no cats. So, no, I am safe tonight. All I have sitting out here in the open land of the Dark Domain in front of Jack Shadow's castle is a wandering zombie, perhaps, a goblin or ghoul, but nothing I can't handle. But cats, you know, tear you up. Get into stuff. All right, Raymond says, know what I just found out? Dracula was based on Carmilla, the vampire, 1872. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I may have read that in the past, but it's not something that I could have told you here tonight. All right. Al says, hi, everyone. A little late, but here. Hey, Al, thanks for joining us. Tom says, Corpus. Tom's with us. Hey. Tom, how are you doing? And then Corpus says, that's an excellent story. Corpus says, Tom. I'm reading it like that because it's all caps for people who aren't reading that with me. Brad says, banana cream pie at Vicelli's Pizza to promote for this weekend's Friday night. Yeah, for Bride of the Gorilla. Yeah, well, we'll have to, maybe, or maybe even banana slices on the pizza, and pineapple. That's a jungle type of flavor. All right, so we'll see if David latches on to that idea there, Brad. That's kind of funny. Al says hi. Okay. Tom says I'm well. Thank you very much. You? I'm doing well. I can't complain. I survived Friday Night Frights, and I intend to go about it head first into next week. David says, what about Varney the Vampire? I've heard of that. I don't know. As far as Dracula being based on that, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Uh, Not off the top of my head, anyways. But Al says, how are you feeling, Corpus? Yeah, we hope Corpus is feeling better. And Raymond says, I listened to an audiobook before sleeping. Oh, cool. All right. There you go. All right, so we had the live Friday Night Frights. Appreciate all the support and all the shares. There was a lot of shares that you guys did, and I really appreciate that. Um, of course, I mentioned earlier that the Chiller Chat episode that's going to be on tonight was the live one we did Tuesday with Brian Seach and Leah Dawn Madden talking about the paranormal marketplace. I'll throw this up here. Ba-boom! For now, I'm sure I'll touch on this again. That's going to be March 15th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time in Monaca, Pennsylvania. So we will be there. I say we, myself, Ava, and Samantha. We will be there, and we'll have a table set up. But that was a live Chiller Chat, and I'm bringing this up because I'm not going to do any. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up with doing any more Chiller Chats this month, just for this month on Tuesday nights, because of the Friday Night Frights. For me to be able to keep up with writing the episodes and preparing for the episodes and all that good stuff. So I'll probably put the Tuesday night Chiller Chats on hold just for the next several weeks until we get past March, and then I'm sure we will commence again with live Chiller Chats on Tuesday nights. So, and for those, I was looking at that device that you sent me in Messenger, Tom. That panel there, and I was thinking about that. I'm gonna check with somebody about that to make sure that that's something that I could use for Chiller Chats, because I would love it if I could use something like that, a panel of some type, the sound panels, I guess I'm guessing like a podcaster would use, so that the sound of the caller comes in much more clear than just me holding the phone up. I'm doing what have for now. But I would like that sound. I would like that quality to be a lot better in the future. So we'll see. Skype would be awesome. Just haven't figured it out yet. But um, Tom says Friday Night Frights went very well. I thought no hiccups whatsoever. Yeah, I did. I was pretty happy with that. You know what I was thinking? Another reason I was thinking this, about doing them every Friday in March is because it's kind of like this show right here. This show is, it's me sitting here talking. Yes, it's but there is a format. There is some prep involved. I don't like to just jump on here with no direction. Uh, but yet, obviously, it's a lot easier than doing a Friday Night Frights or a chiller chat. I got to do some background check on, not the background check like it sounded like, but I mean like some, look up information on my guests and see what they're all about. Obviously, I want to be informed before I talk to them, and yeah, I just wanted to make sure I could do it. Um, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I think the more you do it, obviously, the more polished you get with your learning, your techniques and stuff. So that's kind of another reason I wanted to do it too. So you know, we shall see. I appreciate the comment there, Tom. Um, all right, where are we at here? Brad says, trying to find creative ideas, Brian. Pineapple pizza would do. No, I like the banana ones. The gorilla, the monkey. I like that. That is good. Um, all right, let's see. I'm trying to scan through all the comments without if you're just saying hi so and so, I'll try to skip over that so I'm not um, okay, David says Varney the Vampire, or Feast of Blood, was written in 1847 and was the first reference of a vampire with sharpened teeth to bite with. Huh. Interesting. Didn't know that. Tom says we should chat about it. I can give you a bit of a demo. Oh, on that device you sent me. I would love to. I would love to hear about that. Because I would like to know, and I won't take up everybody else's time with this right now, but I would like to know, is that something I can just plug into my computer, like my Snowball mic, and control on here? I mean, that would be pretty cool. I suppose that's what it is, but yeah, that would be cool. And then Corpus says, Doc Dredd sent me a nice message saying you guys were asking about me. Oh yeah, you were definitely missed, Corpus. Yes, you were definitely missed. Glam Thang says, Friday night went well. Saw new folks chatting on YouTube, so that was nice. We had a lot of people on. Now, my online numbers are not I'm not setting the world on fire with my online numbers, but the ones that I have, the viewers that I are are fantastic. I'm so happy to have them, have you. I am trying obviously to bump those numbers up, but I will say this, and I'm hoping maybe Friday Night Frights on a more frequent basis will do that. But my YouTube numbers for that was like 98 or something like that earlier today. Now that's again, it's not a big number, but for me, that is, because for whatever, yeah, I'm just kind of sitting still for the last 2 years number wise. I mean, they go up a little bit, they shoot down a little bit. So I'd like that to skyrocket. Maybe anybody has any secrets on how that can happen. Do tell. But yeah, we did see some new names last night, Facebook and YouTube. So that was really cool. Angry Pennsylvanian says I fell asleep. Well, yeah, you mentioned that earlier to me. So I am ashamed. He says, oh no. No, have no shame about that. You must get your rest too. Brad says this month is WWE WrestleMania season. Yes, yes, that's right. That's coming up. That is coming up. As well as Friday Night Frights and Paranormal Marketplace and oh boy, all kinds of good stuff. It's a good month. So, you guys are talking about the vampire, like, the origin, I guess the origin of the idea for Dracula, um, the story of Dracula, anyways. But I was thinking about the movie for tonight, Killers from Space. I don't know. I was thinking about this earlier today because like I'm as equally intrigued by science fiction as I am with horror. I love them both. I've always have since I was a kid. I love watching something like Planet of the Apes. Just as much as watching the Wolfman. But I don't know. How much of that do you believe in? How much of that? I've always wondered about that stuff. Do you believe in UFOs? Anybody out there believe in UFOs, or even if so, what's your definition of a UFO other than the obvious UFO? But I mean, do you think they're from another planet, from another dimension, from our future? I I'm so interested and fascinated by things like that. The old like Tales from the Crypt and Tales from the Vault and stuff like that. Those comics, it was very common to have stories that included sci-fi. In fact, they copied a lot of the Ray Bradbury. They did a lot of the illegally, and then he contacted them like, "Hey, why are you doing my stories?" And back then they're like, "Well, we were just about to contact you because we really wanted to, and then it like, "Oh, okay." But no, they weren't about to contact him until he wrote to them. But my point is like that stuff, in my opinion, because I grew up, with the idea that that stuff was just hand in hand. Um, I don't know. What do you think? I've always been fascinated by that stuff. Mysteries beyond. Tell me, what do you think? Glamfang says, "Nah, you were just processing things, and eyes closed can help. I've done some of my best thinking that way." Oh, with the Angry Pennsylvanian. Robbie says, "You guys are doing a great job. Watched you guys last night. Keep up the good work um, from Show Low, Arizona." Oh, thank you. I very much appreciate that. Thank you, Robbie. Cassandra says, "Me, I believe." Do you? Okay, got a believer. I should have put up the X Files poster hanging up here. David says, "With all the HD cameras everywhere, why don't we have any great pictures of UFOs?" That's a good question. I mean, I think we do, though. I think there are some not great, fantastic. I hear you, but there are some indisputable incidences that have taken place, like the Phoenix Lights, like where mass crowds of people are viewing this stuff at once, not only in Phoenix but in New Mexico. Where we see footage of folks standing there in the city, like looking upwards, and there's a camera like what pointing to what everyone's looking at, and what in the world? you know, that stuff is very compelling to me. Um, I don't know. Since I was a kid, I've always believed, or at least wanted to believe. I want to believe. So, UFOs, I'm gonna say I do. I do believe in those because I think there's just too many incidents. Yes, anybody can lie and make things up. Absolutely, 100%, just like Bigfoot, with some of the, I'm talking about some of the video footage and stuff like that. Um, but even if the Roger Patterson video, like I've heard it was a hoax, I've heard it wasn't. Who knows? Who knows? How would you really ever know at this point? However, just because one is a hoax or 100 are a hoax, there might be several that aren't. And if they aren't, What are they? I guess it comes back to what are they? I'm kind of curious. So, all right. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I missed so many. This is awesome. I mean, yeah, true, I can't keep up with it, but from my point of view, that's a good thing, because that means that there's so many of you on here participating, which is just fantastic. To think I started this out next month, it'll be 2 years. Um, on my phone. I would say I started this show out with my phone. Just set my phone here to say, "Hey guys, guess what's coming up at 9?" Because I didn't feel like there was any coverage anywhere. There wasn't anything in our even when this was playing on the local TV channel, which it still is. I mean, but there was no you know newspaper articles or nothing to show that this stuff was on. Now Stream TV had it, like flashing on their channel. They're always doing a good job with the promoting the show on their end. But I mean, what else did I have? What else did I have? So I thought, well, that's why I started the show, was to kind of toot the horn for the Chiller Night programming coming up at 9 o'clock. I thought, well, what better time than 8? And so we're coming up on 2 years next month. Yeah. Weird, huh? But let's see. Tom says, I believe in Photoshop. You skeptic, you. Harry says, because Bigfoot shares his invisible day with them. What's that with? I missed something. Oh, with why don't we have any high def cameras or pictures? Um, Angry Pennsylvanian. I almost became an investigator. So Corpus says, I think along the lines of what is Anunnaki Valley interdimensional? Could very well be. I mean, it's so hard to tell. Um, Tom says, hi Ava Hogue. Oh, is Ava on here? She might be listening. She might be listening because she's driving right now. So, baby, if you're listening, all right, you keep your eyes on that road, young lady. Al says, "Hey, where's Ava tonight?" Well, she was in Erie and she's driving back right now. So, but I think she's probably listening. She probably has her phone set to this. And then the Angry Pennsylvanian says, I would suggest that people listen to 911 calls and air traffic control calls with regards to UFOs. Pics quickly lose relevance in light of all those reports. The Angry Pennsylvanian, also the 2004 emits incident. There are some really strange incidents, like like the UFOs hovering over the Chinese airport, and I forget what year, where they actually closed down the airport. You know, you can't take off. There's a UFO hovering over our airport. That is so weird. I don't know why. This isn't bigger news. I mean, maybe they just don't have enough photographic evidence. I don't know how you would not get it though if the UFO is hovering over your airport. But anyways, Tom says I just heard Ava drive by the house. Yeah, there's a lot of people driving by non-stop. Corpus says I noticed that too. What the cars? Yeah, I know. It's a busy night out there. I'll tell you. Or about the camera focus. Oh, I don't know. I try to keep up with you guys on what you're talking about. Um, doesn't always work, but yep, very very fascinated by all of that, and I'm just noticing the time, 8:40. Wow, that's all I got to say. Wow, I can't believe how this is like the quickest hour of the week for me. It really is. Like there's things I would really like to touch on that I don't even know if I'm gonna have time. Um, Raymond says, I thought Ava was a greenie and used a broom. That's true. We wouldn't really be able to hear her that well, would we? Except for the cackling as she flies by the window. Harry says, so is that how China got the coronavirus? Who knows? Who knows? That's a good question. Who knows? But with the UFOs and stuff like that, like when you're doing killer, as I was playing Killers from Space, that got me thinking about that earlier because of the pilot at the beginning. He has that time loss. That got me thinking about Betty and Barney Hill and their, I think it was 1961, their famous incident there of being abducted. And under hypnosis, them recounting their tale of what had happened to them. They were both interviewed separately and everything like that. But I just think there's something to it. Not with every, for, you'll have thousands of people out there just wanting to get some publicity, wanting to fake things. I'll tell you something right now that I think is really really interesting. I don't know if it's real, but if it is real, it's creepy. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but there was a documentary by a guy named Todd Standing who did this Bigfoot documentary, and he was talking about going out there. And there's some things in that documentary that make me think that it's not real. Uh, that I was because when we were watching it, Ava and uh, I said he's pointing this item out, or this object out here. So watch for this to show up again, and then say what, and that's what happened. Like I know storytelling enough to where the Chekhov's gun, philosophy and telling a story. Um, I understand storytelling, so I understand that certain things are going to be, you know, intentionally placed so that and mentioned, and you're going to come back again, you know. But the other stuff, there was that, and that's what's got me skeptical about it. There's other stuff where, again, there's part of me wants to believe that this is authentic. It's hard for me to do that because I'm extremely, as much as I love this stuff, I'm a very, very skeptical person. Extremely skeptical. I could see something. I've seen things to where, they'd probably rattle a lot of folks, but to me, I'm just, no, I want more evidence. I need more evidence. I'm very evidence driven, perhaps from my, former career, but I need that evidence. If unless it's that, then it's just nice to think about, But I can't believe in mostly anything unless I have some type of evidence for it. Even UFOs, as much as uh, I want to say I believe in them, but I still haven't seen any to where I can say that 100%. Yes, they are there, you know. So that's my idea about that. By golly. Um, Brad says you should find horror movies that are in the public domain on Blu-ray. Maybe so. I don't have a Blu-ray player. Believe it or not, I still have one of those antique DVD players. Um, let's see. Brad says, take two. By the way, you have a new camera or something? Your focus used to be a little bit softer than the background. Now it's all razor sharp. Yes, and I've actually mentioned that a few times because since we started doing uh, last month when we did the Friday Night Frights, I even pulled up the comparison of that soft, a bit of a blurry, softer look compared to the new sharper look. So yeah, it is a new camera that I'm using, and I'm really happy with how it's looking compared to how it used to look last year. But like all this stuff, it's evolving. I'm taking steps. And I'm glad that you noticed that. So that's cool. I mean, all these little steps are leading up to hopefully a bigger and better product. Uh, David says, "Where's the National Enquirer when we need them?" In the '70s, they always had UFO photos. Yeah, yeah. Well, what I wanted to say about oh, Ava says at red light listening. Okay, okay. I was wondering how you were commenting, but that Todd Standing documentary, if you get a chance, or just Google the pictures, the Todd Standing Bigfoot pictures. They're pretty creepy looking. I mean, if you think that you're actually looking at a very clear picture of a Sasquatch, it's kind of like, wow, what if, you know? And if you can dispel your disbelief enough to actually sit there thinking at, am I really looking at a Bigfoot? It's a little weird. It's just a little weird, you know? Uh, that's my take on it. Corpus says, take two response. I noticed that too. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I've mentioned that actually a couple times on the pre-show where because I was doing and I did a comparison. I actually had a. I'm afraid to pull it up now because I don't know if it would kick me off of here. I could try it, but nah, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to take the chance of getting kicked off. But there, something will go wrong. But yeah, I had the side by side of Jack Shadow was showing samples of Jack Shadow from last year's Friday Night Frights compared to this year's, and even like you were saying, you pointed that out. Even on the pre-shows, yeah, there was that softer, just almost a blurry. It wasn't real clear, and that really bothered me with doing the Jack Shadow stuff because I really wanted that to be clear, and now. Um, Silent Night, Bloody Night. I was very happy with how that one turned out. Nice and clear, Before they really weren't. So, let's see. Raymond says, already set my clocks for it. All right. Brad says, 15 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. Corpus says, I'm quite the skeptic myself, but I love a good yarn. Yeah, I uh, I agree. I'm kind of like that too. The Angry Pennsylvanian. What I want to do is make my way out to Skinwalker Ranch one of these days. That'd be kind of neat. We had Brian Seach, who's actually my guest tonight on Chiller Chat. We were talking about dogmen and stuff like that, but I think the first time I talked to Brian, I think if I remember right, I'm trying to remember which time he was on. He's been on Chiller Chat. I think that 3 times now, but maybe it was the first time he was on. We were talking about somebody who allegedly had seen people transforming into werewolves. And, let me talk to them. I would love to have, let's get them on Chiller Chat. That's the stuff I want to see. I mean, yeah, if you don't have your camera, then all you have is a conversation, but as far as me, um, I can say there are 3 categories at least. Okay, I'm just going to pull out 3 minimum. One, the people who it really happened to, and they're telling you what happened. 2, the people who think it really happened. I'll touch on that in a second. And 3, the people are just flat out lying. It's a hoax, but they're portraying it as something that did happen. Hence the term hoax. The second one, the people who think that it happened. I'll give you an example. When I was in the police academy, I'm going to make this real brief because there's more I want to talk about. We were given a kind of an example, a little test, a little example of what it's like to experience something when you're talking to a witness of a crime. And we were we were all showed different scenes of a movie, or the same scene of a movie, but in different groups. And then you were to ask that person, you were to interview somebody who just saw what happened, and then you saw it together. That's how it hit. I'm trying to remember 20 some years ago, or no, close to 30 years ago, and they were all over the place with the details. A red jacket, a blue T-shirt, It's whatever your mind is filling in at the time that you are, somehow trying to process all this information that you're seeing. And are they lying? Absolutely not. No. I've interviewed many, many people who they weren't lying, but watching the video, the survey, like, no, that's not what happened. But are they lying? No. 100% being truthful. It's just not with the facts, So obviously that stuff can happen too when your mind is so overloaded with what's going on and you can't process it correctly. Well, something has to fill in those blanks. It's not always the correct bit of information, you know. So it happens. Tom says you were in the police academy. I love that movie. Yeah, yeah. Cassandra says, Dogman, I read everything I can about them. Werewolves. Yeah, that's probably like my favorite type of werewolves. At least are like my favorite monster. Um, let's see. Raymond says, I remember the bar stayed open an extra hour for the time changing. And then David says, speaking of bars, second glass of champagne. Anyone want some? All right. Chiller Night Theater begins in 10 minutes, Brad says. All righty. I wanted to bring this up this year I know this is a ways away, but like I plan things early. I try to, anyways, and this is kind of a big thing. I want to try to get. I don't know. I'm just thinking about that. I thought of this last night for the first time after the Friday Night Frights. I thought, well, that went kind of smooth. I wonder if I could do this in October while doing the haunted house. Wouldn't it be kind of neat? Because Halloween this year is on Saturday night. Can't be two places at once, but I'll tell you what, it'd be kind of neat to have a Halloween special filmed live from the haunted house. I don't know if I can do that. I have no idea if that's possible. But if it is, I think it'd be kind of neat to do. I don't know how to get all this stuff over there. Again, I have no idea. I'm just thinking right now, like I'm just, my mind's running 100 miles an hour. Like, is it possible? I think that'd be pretty neat. That'd be, something I'm thinking about. Um, just thought I'd share that with you. What do you? I love werewolves too. Al says. Brad says I love dark red wine. Not bad for you either. I guess unless you're drinking too much at one time. Uh, all right. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited already. I started thinking about the haunted house again today. Al says, "Oh, that would be great, Brian. Wouldn't it though? I think it'd be really cool." So, but I'm going to now. Here's the haunt that I did. Here's the haunt that I did last fall, of course, and this is that's actually like the floor plan that I did for it. Now this right here is the where's it at? There you go. That was the entrance, and then you go in and you navigate through, and that side that's sticking out on the far end there is a tent, and I built a floor, and it's attached to a pavilion, but honestly, I gotta say, there were so many people that went through that were just amazed at how long it felt like they were in there. And, I really utilized that space. I'm trying to think of a ways to uh, make it even more, like to seem like it was even bigger or, they're experiencing more. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, Brad says, do a Dark Horse Championship wrestling event at Chillerfest on one of those Saturdays. You never know. You never know. I don't like outdoor events necessarily because of weather. A lot of money goes into those things, and boy, oh boy, I sure don't like the risk unless I had a big tent or something. Um, you never know. Tom says, "Are we ever going to see a tour of the haunted house you did? I thought you said you recorded one." I did record one. I did, and it's always my intent to do that, and then I just get doing so many other things, which is pretty common with what I do. It seems like I always say, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." Oh boy, and then I just never get to it. I never get to it. but yeah, maybe no, this month is probably out because I want to edit some things. Because I'll tell you why. Because if you're going through dark tunnels, there's no reason for me to put that on video. You're not seeing anything, and if you're, but I'd like to edit it in a way to where you are enjoying as a viewer. You're actually enjoying the experience of not sitting there like, why are you taking me through 3 minutes of dark hallway here? Okay, I get it. It's so I want to. There are certain things like that I want to crop out so you don't have to sit through that. It wouldn't take much. It's just a matter of me having the time to do that. So, but hey, maybe I'll surprise you. Maybe next week. I don't know. I've got quite a bit on my plate right now. I hate to say we'll see. You don't like that, but I will have it. I will have it. Brad says have a big tarp on top of the ring. Yeah, right. Raymond says, let's have a contest. The person who beats Jack Shadow wins a prize. Yeah, well, good luck with that. I mean, hey, Jack knows his way around the ring pretty good. I like to brag, but Brad says 5 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. Get your Roku's ready. Wow, fire them up. Get your devices all set. You know what? Speaking of that, this is kind of funny. Back when I was doing Dark Horse Championship Wrestling, actually even before that, when I did Keystone Independent Championship Wrestling, uh, there was going to be a storyline involving Jack Shadow as a manager, and it was going to be pretty interesting. And of course I was going to be cross promoting that show, the wrestling show, with the Chiller show, and at the time. I had everything worked out perfectly, and it just like it was so expensive to do. It would have been a ton of money to pull off, but a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But we are almost at the end of the night. As far as this show is concerned, and beginning with the Chiller Night Theater, I will throw that schedule up one more time. 9 p.m. in just a few minutes, Killers from Space. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Paranormal Marketplace. 11:30, Chiller Night Theater. Movie is Silent Night, Bloody Night. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Doc Dread. And 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Ega. So hopefully next week will be Attack of the Giant Leeches for the Saturday night movie, and so on and so on. So we'll see. Al says, have a good night, everyone. All right. Thanks for joining us, Al. David says, cheers to Brian. My glass is raised. All right. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Raven says, later, Gators. All right. We are putting a cap on this. Thank you, everybody. I very much appreciate it. Wow, just tons of participation tonight. Tons of chats. I just can't keep up with it, which is not a complaint whatsoever. I love that. I love it. So thank you for joining. Harry says, pleasant nightmares, gang. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Harry. So, all right, everyone, switch over to streammedia.tv. There you go. Hop on there, watch the show, connect to their Roku channel if that's how you want to do it, and have a good night. Have a good chiller night. See you next Friday for Bride of the Gorilla.